Okay. Oh, Titan, you wanted to say hi too? Yeah, yeah. What? Timmy's stuck in the well? Yeah. Oh, I misunderstood. Timmy's outside. What? No? You ate the whole wheel of cheese? How'd you do that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How's everybody doing? I'm having a day again. Extremely quiet. All right. Well, that's probably good because Titan's barking really loud. Um, Give me one sec. How's that? Titan's testing the mic for me. Yeah? Go get it. No? Okay. So guys, I'm stuck in a little welcome. First of all, welcome. How you doing? I'm stuck in a little bit of a holding pattern here. I have some heavy equipment being dropped off at the house so I could do some work over the weekend. As much as I want to say it's something cool or I bought an excavator or something, no, it's just rented equipment. And like I said, as much as I want to say it's something cool, I got to fix some drainage on my property. It's spring, it's raining a lot, and we need better drainage. That's the gist of it. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out into the shop and I'm gonna in the shop I can hear them. I won't have my headphones on and stuff, so I can hear the truck outside when that equipment gets dropped off. So I might need to take a break in the middle of the stream, but yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about being late. I was expecting this equipment to be dropped off this morning, you know. I mean, in the rental place told me, you know, like mid-morning, right? And so I called them and I'm like, it's past mid-morning, and they're like, oh, the drivers got stuck in traffic. And I'm like, nope. Okay. Okay. See, even Titan's annoyed by this. So I don't know when they're coming. I don't know what I don't know where they're coming from. I mean, that's what they told me. So I gotta make sure they drop the dumpsters in the. I'm having problems with drainage, so I gotta. I'm having problems with drainage, so I gotta make sure they don't drop the dumpsters where we need to dig up, you know, to fix things. Yeah. I am having a day, dude. I am having a day. Bree isn't here. She's gone. She's out of town for the weekend on a girls' trip. So I have the dog. Titan really wants to let me know his voice works today. So I'm having a day. Did Joe get a hold of you? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. My phone's in the shop though. I gotta go look. So yeah, sorry guys. I apologize. You guys don't deserve to get the shaft because some idiot got stuck in traffic. So I figure we'll just chill in the shop so I can go out there. That's where I can hear them. If the truck comes, I can hear it out the door. It's not a big deal. So we're just going to go out in the shop and hang, and we can talk about what we want to do with the cornet. Hey, Space Pope, thanks for the bits. That video's pretty good, dude. It's pretty funny. So burn it. That's not funny at all. Like, floor it? Yeah. Share it if you want. I gotta go out into the shop because I gotta wait for these trucks to freaking arrive. So yeah, we'll go out in the shop and we'll hang out there for a little bit, talk about cars and stuff. Maybe even sneeze a little bit, and maybe run this for a little bit. So, yeah, I'm all over the place today. It's not great, not great. Bless you. Yeah. Cool. So stand by for lots of signal here. I'm gonna go out in the shop. All right, can you hear me? We're probably delayed. Very low. AOS, very low. 5x5. Okay. Smidge of a delay. All right, let me restart OBS real quick. All right. We should be back. Oh, there's nuts delay again. Just having a day. Oh boy. Hey, Bobs. How you doing?
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Where's your ball, Titan? Ugh. No, you don't want to play for these people? Oh, there you go. Now you do. Here you go. Oh, about 1 second. Not terrible. All right, let me restart it one more time and then we'll go.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
All right. It's still
Discovery,
delayed.
go and throttle up.
RC, I saw that. I saw it. RC Horseman had a 1-year resub, gifting 10 subs. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, we'll roll with it. There you go. Get the ball. Oh, for Pete's sake. Yeah, go digging around in my stuff. Make sure to knock everything over. Yeah, there you go. Get the ball. Come on. Yeah, there you go. All right, good. Oh, boy. Yeah, I've been having a day, dudes. It's just, yeah.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
You know, I paid for this day, right? You don't get me wrong. The place I rented from is cool. They're like, okay, yeah, if the guy doesn't get there, we won't like charge you for the day. And I'm like, thank you. you know. So I'm not too worried about it. I just really just need the excavator to get here, you know. So yeah, don't worry about that or anything. Like, I got it under control. It's just big pain in the butt, dude. Yeah, I called them like an hour ago, and I was like, you guys said mid-morning. It's almost mid-afternoon now. What is that? So what's going on? The guy's like, oh, that's weird. Let me call the drivers. So he did. He's like, oh, they're stuck in traffic. You know, we can't really, stuck in traffic. Can't really predict that. I'm like, dude, I commute. I know. I get it. I mean, I don't, but I used to. I did a lot of commuting yesterday. I had to go up in the city yesterday, which is why I wasn't in for early hours, dudes. So, yeah, everything's squared away with the rental place. I just really need the things to get here. Because, yeah, I got the dog. Bree's not here. You know. Yeah, it's just been a day, dude. It's been a day. Dog's chilling. He always finds the weirdest way to chill. But that's how he rolls. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I figure I'll take this time. You like dags? Figure I'd take this time. Like, you know, I was going to just start the stream at 2 and just roll with it. But I'm so worried. So, like, I got to dig up some spots in my yard. And I'm worried that the truckers will get confused that the spots I need to dig up it was where they need to drop the dumpster. So, like, I told the rental place, like, not the dumpsters. The dumpsters are coming tomorrow. The excavator in the trailer. I got to make sure they don't put that in the way. Kind of got to, like, dude, I had to move all the cars. I had to move all the vehicles around. I was up at like 2 in the morning last night, moving the truck, the 59, the 97, the Mustang, like, I'm moving everything out of the way so I could get a right of way, you know, in the driveway to the backyard. It was great. It's a good time. It was a good time. Oh, I heard a door close. Hold on. Typical, they come right when I start, but I'll be right back 1 second. Nope. Just the neighbors. What are we dumpstering? I need to, so drainage, my yard doesn't drain correctly. I know because during the winter, it rained and then it froze the next day, and it literally, my house is on a hill, so it made an ice dam on one side of the house, right, where my bulkhead is to get down into the basement. It made an ice dam, and my bulkhead turned into a waterfall this winter, right? So all that water pooled up there on one side of the house, and I mean, if you know anything about houses, got to fix that. You can't have water up against the house. That's not good for it. That's why people have lawns and stuff. You ever wonder, like, why does everybody have a lawn? Why do you cut the grass? The grass is to pull water away from the house so your basement doesn't flood. So so it washed a lot of dirt away, but it also, like, pooled on one side of the house and made it a damn swamp. And there's a lot of brush and crap that I need to, like, trees knocked over and stuff. There's a bunch of saplings that I had to cut down to get the excavator to that part of the yard. Yeah. So basically, I got to make sure they drop the excavator in the trailer in a place that doesn't interfere with the dumpsters that are coming tomorrow, right? And then I got to make sure the dumpster, whatever, that's not a big deal. Or was it the dumpsters coming today? It doesn't matter. I have to play musical chairs with cars and equipment because there's only really one way that you can get, like, the excavator. There's only one way you can get the excavator to this part of the yard, because there's big oak trees and stuff. And I don't want to cut down any trees. I don't have 10 grand lying on me to cut down a tree. I wish, that'd be nice. So there's only really one way to get to that part where the drainage needs to be fixed. So I've been playing musical chairs with cars, and I have to make sure the equipment comes in the right order. You know, it's just a lot of crap. Take a chainsaw to it. Take a chainsaw to a 5-story oak tree without knowing what you're doing is a good way to get killed. Five-story oak tree. Big oak tree. What did what, Graham, that didn't mean anything to you? Yeah, or have it fall in a car, have it fall in a house. No. There's only so much you can do. You gotta know your limits. So, yeah, I'm waiting on the equipment to get here. I gotta make sure they drop the equipment in the right spot. And once the equipment gets here, I gotta make sure. Yeah, I just got to make sure the excavator's in the right spot so they can put the dumpsters in the right spot so I can get at the place that needs to be worked on. Yeah, I wish it was something cool, dude, but it's just adulting stuff, guys. And yeah, unfortunately, cramped into my work schedule a little bit, which kind of sucks. But Flame Trend should be fun today, though. Flame Trend should be a good time today. Yeah, there's oak trees. Yeah, I live in the woods, so yeah, I have to get this drainage stuff figured out before we really get into the thick of spring, because it's going to start raining, and it's going to start raining all the time. It's actually already started. Like, it's already started raining like crazy because April showers, something, May flowers or whatever. So I have to, it'll only get worse. It'll only get worse if we don't do it now. I didn't really want to spend this amount of cash, but this is the cheapest way to get it done, unless I want to go digging with a shovel. I don't feel like doing that. Do a bear rental on a crane. I will come up and run it. Goalie, all we need is an excavator. We don't need to bring down any trees, but that's good to know if I need to bring one down. I just need to make sure they don't drop the equipment in the spot. The access way for the dumpsters. The excavator has to be like in the driveway. It has to be in a very, very specific spot so the dumpster trucks can get around it and drop the dumpsters. And then, like tomorrow, I got to play this game again because I got to make sure they drop the dumpsters in a spot where I can get the excavator past them. And I know what people are going to say, like, oh, why don't you just put the excavator before the dumpsters? Well, that's why we could do that, and that's a good way to do it. But then again, if they drop the excavator trailer and the excavator first, it's going to make it really tough. Dude, it's a weird spot. It's a weird spot to back trucks up into. If I put the excavator and the trailer up there, the dumpsters are going to be like miles away from where I need to clear. Hold on. I'm just listening to all the traffic going by, trying to hear a diesel motor. Nope. Not yet. Yeah, mid-morning. Lovely. So, yeah, it's just musical chairs with equipment and cars, dude. Show us an MS Paint. No, I'm good. So, we're just hanging in the shop. So, if you guys haven't seen it, this is the 69 Coronet. We're going to be working on this a little bit more once I get this whole drainage project figured out and done. We'll be working on this a little more. I may or may not have something really, really cool lined up for this project. I got to figure that one out. That's another thing to do. Yeah, this is 69 Dodge Coronet. It's a 500. Coronet 500 is the trim. It's a 4-door. So 4-door post, so it's a sedan, 4 doors. A sedan doesn't necessarily mean 4 doors if we're talking old cars. Nowadays it usually does, but that wasn't always the case back in the day. Hellcat swap, you're not far off. Septic tank issue? No, Fluffy, my house is on a hill. So like the house is here and it's on a hill, and during the winter, right, we got a lot of snow, and then we got a day that was above freezing,
And then we had like 2 weeks of like freezing, and then it started to thaw. This was this winter. It started to thaw, and when it did, it rained a lot, and all that ice built up on one side of my house and made an ice dam on both sides of the house because of the way the topography is. And it basically made a lake on one side of my house. And when it started thawing, the ice dam didn't thaw right away, but a lot of the snow did, right? And it, like I said, it made a lake, and that lake just drained right into my bulkhead. A couple of, I don't know, maybe about 2 months ago, my basement, you know, the bulkhead that goes into the basement of my house just decided it wanted to be a waterfall. So I had to go up there with a pickaxe and start hacking away at the ice dam, which is what I did, and it did work. I drained it. But as it thawed more and more and more, it washed away a lot of soil, which, because, yeah, there wasn't supposed to be a lake there. So I have to work on drainage. I got to fix a bunch of things. I got to put fill dirt in. And, you know, the other thing that happened is that it pooled around a bunch of saplings and a couple of smaller trees, and it rotted those out, and all the trees fell. Dude, it's a mess. It's a mess, but I'll take care of it. Like, it's not you guys' business. It's just, are you putting in a drainage pipe or a culvert? What I want to do is grade the soil. That's what I'm going to do. And that's not my idea. That I call my general contractor, the guy that I know, the uncle. You guys have seen him. He helped us work on the blue truck on stream by picking up the bed with a backhoe. I don't know if you guys remember that. He's a general contractor, so he's going to help me out, you know, grading and draining everything. So yeah, I gotta deal with that. It's just, yeah, it's a big mess. The uncle, he's my uncle, yeah. So, yeah. That doesn't exist, Fluffy. Dean, he's got it under control. I'm not too Titan. How did you get your head wrapped around an internet cable? How did you do that? Ugh. Is the connection still here? We're still good? I don't know how he does this. You do this in brush, don't you? You somehow get your leash tied in knots. I have no idea how you do that. Hey. Oh, hello. Hey, be careful you don't scratch the paint. He wants the ball. He does want a ball. Yeah, he's adding patina. Dude, guys, unfortunately, we're a little bit past patina here. This isn't even like, I'm gonna have to paint this. This paint is too far gone. It's too far gone even for the whole patina thing. Like there's no paint left. We're at the very bottom of the base coat, and it's a single stage paint. So that's not, because that's what they did back then. That's not, yeah. The metal on this front here is mostly good though, which is nice. Yeah, we could linseed it or we could clear it, but you know what, dudes? You know, everyone does that nowadays. Everyone does that. I don't know. Call me weird. Everybody does the whole clear-coated patina thing. Look at how crappy my car is. Like, I don't know, man. That's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating by any means. It's just, you know, I've driven this around. You know, somebody, I don't know who asked, what, you know, last time this thing ran. Probably 2019 is when I had it up and running, and I drove it basically from 2016 to 2019. Yeah. And then when we moved into the apartment, I put it away, right? And it stayed there basically through the pandemic. And then you got your ball. There you go. And then it basically sat, and it's been sitting here since 2022 when we moved in, because I needed to finish the 59. So the point is that I've driven it around with the ratty paint. I've taken it to auto shows. People are like, oh, the ratty paint's cool, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I'd like to paint it. This car looks super sharp when it's painted. If we, you know, painted it this blue again, it looks really, really nice. I think I want to do that eventually. You know, let's fix all the metal first. She's got some rust. This car needs work. But once again, we got a shop, so we can do it. It's not an issue. So over the next couple of, you know, I don't know, months, we'll work on this thing. I got some cool ideas, and I may or may not have some pretty cool stuff lined up for it. Some pretty cool parts. You guys might appreciate it. Who's that? Wally, 49-month resub. I do not want this. So I'm giving myself a deadline for this car. I'm giving myself a deadline for what I want to do. The deadline is, well, it's a little bit of a deadline and a little bit of kind of really don't have a choice. So the kind of don't really have a choice part is that if I put this car back outside in this condition and I leave it out there for another winter, there's going to be no car left. You guys will see what I'm talking about when we go more in depth with this thing. It looks good. Like, it doesn't look too bad from this angle, and it's got structure in all the places that matter. But if you left this out another winter, there would be no car. There would be no car left. So we got to work on it. We have to. And I'm giving myself a deadline basically to the end of summer to get this thing operable and, you know, back in a condition where you can store it outside. And that's part of the other reason why I want to paint it and, you know, reseal everything so it doesn't leak, because that's the problem with these cars. They leak. They leak here. They leak here. It leaks into the trunk and rots it from the inside out. You guys will see what I'm talking about. It's a unibody SC. So, oh, at Miller Time, if you hear, I saw what you said about your 440. Sorry, I was recycling OBS. Yeah. The push rod, dude. Yeah, you got to make sure. Big blocks like doing that. It doesn't matter which one. They just like doing that. MSC later. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I want to play summer car. And I wanted to do it right now, but I'm kind of freaking adulting, dude. This blows. Like, this is the crappy part, but don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade the shop or my house or anything, but this part is it's just inconvenient. Just inconvenient. Oh, another truck's here. Hold on. I heard a truck go by. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Dumpster people are here, guys. I'll be right back. Titan, stay here. I'll be right back. 1 second, okay?
Okay. Oh. Cool. Freaking load off, man. All sorted? Yeah, it should be, dude. Should be. Oh, boy. Anyway, I'm just scrolling up in chat. Actually got placed in the correct spot. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of 3 things that I need to place, that I need placed in the
this is
right
space.
spot.
I'm in space.
I'm trying to be indescript about this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't. But it's, yeah, project management. Fun times, dude. Did the young not let us borrow his digger? He doesn't have a heavy duty trailer for it anymore, or not. He can't move it. It would cost a lot to rent a truck and a heavy duty trailer to pull the damn thing. So I asked him. He's like, nah, it doesn't cost. It's gonna cost less money to rent. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Panta, what's up, man? 78 months. That's almost a year. Yeah, yeah. Oh, what a day. Yeah, I asked him and I was like, dude, can we do that? And he's like, I'm not, yeah, no, I'm not. Somebody's going to charge you too much to bring it down there. I'm like, okay. Okay. That's fine. Is it beer o'clock yet? I don't know. Beer o'clock for me is basically when the flame trench ends. That's when my weekend begins. You know, we do racing and then that's it. That's when my weekend starts. Is it going to be a spicy trench? Yeah. Yeah. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yep. Yep. Yeah, this trench is going to be fun. Ish. Fun-ish, maybe? You see the Florida OLM pick? I have not. I have not. No, I've been going since 7 this morning. I got up and getting everything ready. Did you hear about the Rule 8 proposal to relocate Discover to Houston? Yeah, I'm very curious how you're going to do that. With no shuttle carrier aircraft. Yeah, I'm very curious how that's going to, you know, yeah. Yeah, launching it would be a really good way to get it to Texas if we wanted to do that, you know. IMO Discovery should stay in the Udvar Hazy Center. Yeah, just, yeah, let it go. Pull it with a Tundra. Is the news as bad as I've heard for NASA? No. Guys, people making big deals out of stuff, dude. When it's not really a big deal. One shuttle with Firefly mod. I don't know. I really don't think that. Yeah, I mean, the context here is that Eric Berger released an article saying that Goddard today about like the potential policy that NASA, that the president, it's potential, guys. Remember, it's potential. It's not a finalized policy. It's important to understand that. Is there any GTA racing later today? Drunksall, GTA racing is next week, I think. Either we got a big race next week or a big race next week or GTA. Dude, yeah. It's gonna be next week or the week after. Have you recovered mentally from the stream yesterday? If I recall correctly, your brain was mush towards the end. Dude, maybe I'm just thick. I don't really understand what Das was getting at. Sorry, guys. I don't really like, I don't really understand the point he was trying to make. He was all over the place and I was trying to keep track of it. Like, okay, you're saying this, you're saying this, you're saying this. And then every time I said, I wasn't trying to do a gotcha. So you're saying this? Like, no. Like, it's not like that meme that people post on the internet where it's, somebody posts like, I like waffles. And, they're like, oh, so you don't like pancakes? Like, no. That's not what I was trying to do. I was genuinely trying to understand, like, where he's coming from. And so I was like, is this what you're trying to say? Just for my mind to understand it. And
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I didn't get it. Maybe I'm just thick as a brick. I don't understand. He basically agreed with you in the end. Yeah, I don't understand what's happening. There were times he was proving your point for you. Yeah, God, that's why. Like, as we do more flame trenches and you see me do like debates like this, I sometimes, like, it got to a point when we were going back and forth where he was talking and I was just like, I'll say less. I'm just going to stop talking because I really don't understand what's happening here. I'm just going to shut up and I don't understand what's going on here. It's like, I'm a little confused by your tactics. I'm going to shut up until I figure out what's going on. Like, no, I got it, Vargon. I got it loaded up. I genuinely don't understand what happened. I was like, I don't really get what your point is. So, something I've learned as I get, oh yeah, no, Das is one of my best friends. We ain't mad at each other. We were laughing after the, we were talking and, after I got out of my meeting and he finished the cast, we were talking after that. It was fun. It was a fun time. I like debating. I get into it. Like, it's a good time. It's fun, but you'll know, me when I do this face, that face, I'm not like, what the heck? That was stupid. That is, my brain is not understanding what you're saying. Like, the words are coming out. I hear those words. Nope, not ringing any bells. You sure about that? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, man. Yeah. It seems like you are arguing, you're agreeing at the same time. Shaw, that's why I chose to shut up. That's why I stopped talking. Because, dude, how many debates have you seen where two people are going back and forth and, like, person one is like, A happened. And person two is like, event B happened. And then person one goes, oh, you don't think event A happened? And then person two's like, well, A may have happened, but you don't think B happened? Like, and then they keep arguing over two different events, and all they're doing is dancing around each other. I can't tell you. I mean, I don't know about you guys. My feed is littered with that stuff, those kind of debates all the time, where people just dance around each other. And then it's funny because then I go and read the thread, and everybody in the thread who thinks event A is the right thing says, "Oh wow, guy arguing for event B totally got owned." And then all the people that think event B is the thing that went right say, "Oh my god, this person totally got person one that believes event A happens is an idiot." It's like I noticed we were dancing around each other, and that means I don't really understand what you're trying to say. That's why I defaulted to just shutting up. I'm like, okay, explain it then. I'll shut up. I'm like, I don't really get what's going on here. My foreman tries to do that with me and hates me saying we are saying the same thing from a different perspective. Oh, jeez. God, yeah, that happened. I've seen that happen with doing like work in labor. It's like, we got to move the truck over there. Well, if you move the truck 5 feet forward and then move it 10 feet back, it'll be in the right place. Why don't we just move it 10 feet back? No, no, you're not listening to me. It's like, yep. God, you've had conversations like this, haven't you? You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I know exactly what you're talking about. You mean 5 feet back? No. We got to move it forward first to move it back. Why don't we just move it back first? No, we can't do that. Like, dude, I've had those conversations, man. So, yeah, I really just genuinely don't get what was going on there, but I had fun, so I'll do it again, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, Dawson and I don't hate each other. We're still really good friends. You said 10 feet back, 5 feet forward. Math, though. Yeah. Yes, that. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, exactly, Hillness. Yeah, that if I'm ever debating, if you guys ever see me debating and you see and I realize that we're dancing around each other, I will stop. I'll just be like, all right, talk. I don't know what's happening. You lost me. You lost me completely.
Discovery, go and throttle.
Debates? I love debates. I'll do it again. Right. Deco, 20-month resub. I had fun. But yeah, there's another flame trench tonight, and it's probably gonna be a little bit spicy. But here, look at this. Here, hold up. Check this out. Look. Max posted this. Check this out. Plan to stream to YouTube. You know what, drummer? I'll be 100% honest with you. I did not have any plans to stream to YouTube because I am totally screwed up today. No, I didn't have any plans to. That doesn't mean I didn't want to. It just means I didn't plan. Ooh, second OLM. Nice crane. Look at this. Telescoping crane. All right. That's a 750. Is a nice crane. All praise the square hole. Or the round hole. Have you seen the 3D print my project on Discord today? No, I haven't. I haven't, man. I'm sorry. Does this count as space news? May I mark the bingo card? No. This is in Florida, dudes. Yeah, that's at Roberts Road. It looks like that tent is on rails, interestingly enough. That's probably so they could get the crane out over it, right? Install a component and then move the tent back over so you don't have to worry about getting rained on. Is that an F-350 dump truck? No, F-750. That's way bigger than an F-350. That's a pickup truck cab, Sea Kraken, on a semi-truck short frame. So, like, that's basically what like an F-750 or an F-650 is. Here. It's This. See that right there? It's up. So this is like an F-750. It's a semi-truck chassis with a pickup truck cab on it and a semi-truck grill. But that's a short wheelbase. That's a short wheelbase truck. So the wheelbase would be shorter than this one. This is a medium-sized wheelbase, meaning that the wheels are. There's 3 types of truck chassis, right? There's like short wheelbase, long wheelbase, and then something in between. Actually, there's more than 3. There's a bunch, but yeah. So yeah, that's a 750. It's a 750 dump truck, short wheelbase. So that one has a crew cab pickup truck cab on a semi truck chassis. That is a single cab pickup truck cab with a dump truck chassis. So these are like that's a really heavy duty truck. Well, actually, believe it or not, that's mid-size for heavy duty trucks. Like once you get into the really big stuff, like anything bigger than this, you're getting into semis, like semi trucks. Like the next biggest thing up is a day cab truck. 750 is towing or bed capacity? Bed capacity. Does Ford make semi trucks still? No. No, they sold off the semi truck business in the 90s, drummer. The last semi trucks that Ford made were the L series. So like there's the F series, there's the E series, the L series is the trucks, yeah, that they made. This is anything above like a 750 or an 850. This is getting into heavy duty trucks. What does a semi truck mean, by the way? Something you need a commercial driver's license to operate. You need a different type of license to operate a heavier vehicle on the roads. Gil. Yeah. So like this truck needs a CDL. See the DOT number and stuff? You need a commercial operator and a commercial driver's license. Yeah, semi-permanent if you want to. Yeah, there you go. If you want, yeah, there you go. Yeah, got semi-permanent trailer. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize you wanted that definition, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, they stopped making the L series in the 90s. They sold it off, drummer, and then it became Sterling Trucks, and then Sterling Trucks folded in like 2006 or something. EJ, you're the most southern northerner I met. Thank you. I had an F-750 at work until I didn't. Nice truck. There they are. Dude, the heavy duty stuff is cool, man. Dude, that's the thing about pickup trucks, man. I bought the 59 was the first pickup truck that I bought. It's a light duty pickup truck. It's an F100, right? That's the lightest of the light duty pickup trucks. Any lighter, you're getting into a mini truck or a car, right? So it's a half-ton truck, right? And that made me want to look for a 3/4 ton truck, the 97. And the 97 makes me want to look for a 1-ton truck, like Ernox, right? Trucks are something that spirals out of control. And now I'm like, I see one of these driving down the road. I'm like, man, yeah, that'd be really useful if I had one of those. It'd be really nice to have a dump truck. It's like, dude, it's the worst, but it's awesome, but it's the worst, you know? You can still get Ford F-Maxes over there. Interesting. Are transit vans on the same chassis as the pickup trucks? No. Transit van is on its own thing. We didn't have transit vans over here for the longest time. We had the E series. So there's the F series, right? The F-150. There's the E series here. So there was like an E100, an E250, E350, E450. The difference is that it's a pickup truck chassis, but there's a van on top of it instead. See? I don't buy Chevys, Goalie. So that's our transit van, dude. I mean, actually, believe it or not, these are on their own chassis. These early Econolines are on their own thing, and then the second gen is when they started putting it on. It became more specialized, and then eventually it just became a pickup truck. It's just on a pickup truck chassis. The 60s headlights are not looking good. I like these things. I think those look cool. Dude, there's tons of space in these vans. These old Econolines. Like you could make a little camper out of these things. A lot of space, dude. Yeah, see, twin I-beam. That 70s one looks good. Oh yeah. Well, these things were a unibody, believe it or not. These weren't on a pickup truck chassis. They were using some leftover pickup truck parts. They made this stuff for cheap, dude. So like that bumper is the same bumper as a pickup truck. These things are actually pretty neat, dude. Very strange to drive because you're sitting out in front of you're sitting out in front of the front wheels. So when you're driving it, you get a weird, it's weird to drive around. Give me a dang K truck. You know what, Element, now that I'm thinking about it, like one of these old Econoline pickup trucks, like, that's almost K truck size. I mean, we used to make small cars. I mean, you know what I mean. It's actually, this unibody, these first gen unibody Econolines are almost a K truck. It's pretty damn close. What engine came in these? Inline sixes is 200 cubic inch inline six is what they put in those things. Oh, excuse me, not a 200, 240 or a 170, the thrift power. Like I said, Ford has a knack of building out a couple of different cars, and then every once in a while they make cars basically out of all the other parts. They make a new car out of just different parts that they've already engineered from different assembly lines. Chevy does this. Chevy used to do this. They used to be notorious for this, like, and all the parts fit together. But like, I mean, Ford still does this to an extent. Like, I'll give you an example. Like the Ford Maverick is this thing is made out of Escape parts, leftover Ford Escape parts, Ford Focus parts, and some Bronco parts. They kit bash their own cars. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do. Yeah, a lot of automakers do that. What's that, Space Pope? Oh, yeah. Yeah, those old Econoline pickup trucks are pretty cool. I had a 76 Maverick. It did not look like that. Mavericks were made out of leftover Pinto parts. The Mustang was made out of leftover Falcon parts. Not a lot of people know that one. Mustang started basically as a kit bashed car. Not a lot of people know that. That kind of truck is extremely common here. Yeah, you have flatbed transit vans. Those are pretty cool. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, pretty neat.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Pace. 37-month resub. Thank you. I liked it, dude. I like that. That's a cool truck. One of these guys with like a 460 in it. Oh man. Also, why is that person tires on the? That's not how you do that. Yeah, but I don't want to collect your car. I want a K truck to actually haul stuff in. But K trucks are now legal in Michigan. Okay. Last, all right. Hear me out on popular opinion, but the new Broncos don't look at all like. At all, they don't hit like the old ones do. Because the old Bronco was a short wheelbase pickup truck. Yeah, that's. I mean, the Bronco started as its own thing, and then they made it a pickup trucks. Just see, Kraken, where's your last? If I buy a K truck, what's the max displacement engine you think I could put in without major modifications? You'd have to measure. Every K truck's different. If I bought a K truck, dude, I would not engine swap it. I would just drive it. Would you fit in a K truck? Maybe. I don't know. I know that the guys from Hoonigan before Wheel Pros bought them out. The dudes from Hoonigan put a 13B rotary engine in a K truck, and it was quick. It was fast, very fast, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Show them the Centurion. Yeah, Ford has the C Series. Yeah, C Series. The original C Series is the fire trucks, though, cab over. That's why they called it a C Series. But they made C3 C250s in the 90s. And C350s too. Or like, I found one for sale around here the other day. So these were conversion kits where the aftermarket kit bashed an F250 and a Bronco. They're called Centurions. So they took a medium wheelbase pickup truck. So Ford made these trucks in 3 types of wheelbase: short, medium, and long wheelbase, right? They took a extended cab pickup truck chassis. So the extended cab would have had a door and then a little passenger window, but no secondary door. And then a long bed behind it on a medium wheelbase chassis. They took those. They took a crew cab, right? Put a crew cab on the on this medium wheelbase chassis, and then the Bronco back, right, is lines up on the medium wheelbase chassis with a quad cab. So they grafted the Bronco's back to a quad cab, a crew cab front with a regular pickup truck front, and made Centurions. Those are actually cool. This is kit bashed out of Broncos, F250s and F350s. Yeah, it's a kit bashed car that people made. Ford never offered this truck. They never offered this truck in the 90s. They did in the 2000s. Ford got the hint because Centurions were popular, and they made this. They made these things. If you guys are familiar with the Excursion, Ford ended up making them from the factory. They're called Ford Excursions, which is a four-door heavy-duty pickup truck. SUV. Pretty cool. Those things are sweet. I used to not like these things back in the day, but yeah, no, they're pretty rad. The other type of Centurion is with an E350. You cut it. Oh, that thing. Yeah, the vans where you put the pickup bed on the back of the van, and they suck. I just gave Explorer Expedition Excursion. No, pretty much Nick Paw. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Excursion is a movie favorite for police and federal vehicles. I mean, maybe 20 years ago, dude. Illness. Let me see. EV Broncos. Opinion on a 71 F100. The suspension is a pain to work on from personal experience. It's got twin I-beam suspension, Baron. What's hard about it? It's very simple. It's IFS in a truck from the 70s, which is pretty cool. What's wrong with it? It's just an IFS on radius arms. It shouldn't be. That's simple suspension. Suburban was the CIA vehicle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. My truck use is for chasing. My addiction, automotive-wise, is sports cars. Yeah, look at the price. Starting at $465,000. Guys, I need to remind everybody of this. The original Bronco, those Mark I Broncos that Ford made from 1967 to 1979, or 1977, excuse me. No, 66 to 77. That's what it is. those original Broncos were made to be a extremely low cost, about as simple of a vehicle that you could get with four-wheel drive. That was the whole point. Ford was trying to make a better Jeep than Jeep. They were supposed to be simple. They were supposed to be super affordable. And the Bronco as well, guys, is kit bashed out of pickup truck parts. They made a custom chassis for it. But even if you look at old, like, old Mark I Broncos, it's like Willie's Jeep simple. It's just stamped sheet metal. It's not even welded together in spots, guys. Like, they were made very inexpensive on purpose. And it's just very funny to me that, you know, these were just made. It is a sport utility vehicle in the truest sense of the term. This is for, you know, like going off-roading if you need to just get out somewhere, you know, that has treacherous terrain. Like, and it's hilarious to me that this truck that's supposed to be a simple entry-level 4x4 is now a status symbol, and you can buy one for $500,000. It's so stupid. Hey, dog, what's going on? just I don't understand. Like, look at the grill. The grill is just one piece of stamped metal. Like, there's just a line that was taking pieces of sheet metal at Ford, just going and making that shape. Like, you can see the grill is just one stamping. The hood on this thing is flimsy. If you guys have ever messed with Mark I Broncos, the hood is very thin because Ford basically made it out of nothing. They made the body out of nothing. The body is simple. Because once again, the Bronco was kit bashing things. They kit bashed already engineered components from the F-100s, right? To make this to compete with Jeep. No, somebody linked, Hillness linked me to a, words, EJ. Hillness linked me to an EV Bronco that's going for $465,000. It's hilarious to me that this 4x4 that was really, guys, Broncos were cheap. They were made cheap. The body was cheap. They rusted out. They're like, it is not like, the drivetrain and everything was good because, you know, they already engineered it, but they skimped out on engineering on the body of those things. They're supposed to be simple. It's funny that this thing that was supposed to be just an entry-level 4x4 is now like a status symbol. Try finding a Mark I Bronco for short money. Impossible. Did they at least wine and dine you first? I certainly hope so. A long time ago, we talked about Ford remaking trucks just like the Bronco, but with an electric motor. We agreed that that would be pretty cool, but none of us even remotely think it would be that expensive. How, Element? How? Like, I would genuinely be curious, like, what the heck did you make this truck out of at that price point? That truck better be like, dude, all the components better be made out of gold. I don't need to talk about the Mach-E, Fluffy. You pay for the status. That's what I mean. It's a status symbol. It no longer has utility. It's just a status symbol. Nobody that pays 465 G's for a freaking Bronco is going to take that off-road, because if you break it, it's going to be expensive. Dude, I don't know about you guys. Stuff like that makes my engineering brain go bananas. Like the, you know, the wind-up monkey that goes like this in my head's like, like, not in a good way. It's like, can I just buy a simple vehicle, please? I just want a stupid, simple, small truck. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why that makes my brain go bananas. Because everybody's buying up all the really old, simple, small trucks, and they're doing that to them. And now you can't get one of those for short money, which is really annoying. Oh my goodness. That's why I like my old trucks, man. I love my old trucks. I love them so much. I'm so happy that we have that 97. I love that thing. Even trucks, you can't get a basic utility work truck for work purposes anymore. They're all luxury features. The Super Duty is a good, yeah. You can get a bare bones Super Duty, and Ford still does make the work truck, Jim. It's not an F series. Ford calls it the Ford work truck. That's like, I don't know why they don't tell people about this. It's a fleet vehicle. You see Ford work trucks and Chevy work trucks around Starbase all the time. They're bare bones. But the thing is like, that's not what people buy. People buy the F-150 with all the features. That's an $80,000 truck. Even these things, the Ford work trucks, are expensive. Like, hold on, how much? Let me just look. Actually, the prices aren't too bad on work trucks. 2021 F-150 regular cab work truck for 17 G's. It's pretty good, man. It's actually pretty decent. Huh. 2017 F-150 XL, 18 G's. No. I mean, 17 G's? Yeah, sure. For a truck, that's pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it should be like 10 grand. But whatever. Yeah, these prices aren't too bad. I'm not showing them because it's showing the local dealerships. I'm not, because Google insists on telling me where I live for some reason. I don't know why they insist on doing that, but Coyote, it's a V6. It's probably a 3.5 pace if I had to guess. The new Jeep Grand Wagoneer goes for around 95 to 105K. You know what the crazy thing is, Element? I see those things on the road a lot. Crazy, man. Yeah, help with that Bronco. Nice, Bright. I got that reference. That was pretty funny. All over here in Minnesota. Just. It annoys me that the modern Bronco doesn't have a V8 option. Even the Raptor is V6. Wagoneer stays in the shop most of its life. Raptor does have a V8 option, yeah. It's a 6.2, but the base model Raptor comes with a 3.5 twin turbo. Top level Wrangler runs at over 100K. It has a V8 in it, but still. Real. Dude, a Mark 1 Bronco, guys, in like 1966, a Mark 1 Bronco with a 289 in it probably would have cost somebody like $1,500, which is like the equivalent of 15,000 today. Like, they were cheap. And I'm saying that as a Ford guy. They were cheap. Ford put no money into the body engineering, everything into the chassis engineering, because the chassis was made out of leftover parts. The first Wrangler was 25K brand new. I thought that was crazy. Jeeps used to be cheap also. Yep, that's right. That's right. Jeep put the same motor in Jeeps for like 30 years to keep the costs down. And then the Germans got a hold of it and... Whoops. Oh, hang on. Second truck. I think a second truck is here, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back 1 second. Okay, 2 out of 3. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh, what am I doing? What are we doing? Hi, Taito Bear. What's the third? Another piece of equipment I got coming tomorrow. I almost bought a Ford and then found out it was a spark plug splitter. Why don't I catch this flaw at the factory and halt production? I mean, that's basically, you just described what a recall is, dude. Happy Friday. Thanks, Chickenhead. How you doing? Long story short, Wounded, it costs a ton of money if you stop the line. So what they most likely did with those Triton motors is that they figured out what was going on and they just made a fix on the line while it was still going. Dude, stopping the assembly line costs car companies insane amounts of dollars. You stop the line, that's bad. Yeah. Stopping the line causes ripples in your supply chain. I mean, you saw the fruits of that labor during the pandemic, and that's not good. It's not good for automakers. You keep saying garbage truck. I assume you mean flatbed, lowboy, dump truck, something like that. NASA's not supposed to have meetings on Fridays, yet here I am in meetings all day. Oh, boy. When I was at Tesla, they said if the line stopped, it's like $10,000 a minute in losses. Yeah. Guys, automotive factories, 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, basically 360. I think it's like 360 days a year or something. They take Christmas off and like maybe 4th of July or something. I don't know. Like, point is, the line usually never stops. Like, the last time I toured River Rouge, it was like in Detroit with Bree's family. The last time we did it, it was actually a super rare thing because it was on a holiday. And the tour guides were actually telling us, like, dude, like, it's a treat to see the line stopped because this line usually never stops. At least that's what they were saying. We actually visited on a day where the line actually was not going because everybody had holiday, which is pretty cool. A lot of them companies are profit sharing.
Discovery,
Works
go at throttle up.
Plan to pump out stuff. Hey, Miff, 69-month resub. Nice. The week between Christmas and New Year's, they all had to be shut down for the model year changeover. Yeah. Yeah, Wounded. I mean, they most likely make the fix on the line and then recall the cars that, made it out into the wild, I guess. Yeah, but Tritons. That whole era of Ford engines from the 2000s is. Yeah, but that goes back like a little bit of car advice, guys, if you want. You never buy the first year of a car. Ever. You never buy the first year of a new car. You never buy the last year of a new car. Bad idea. There are case examples and case scenarios where this is a good idea. The reason why you don't buy at the beginning or buy at the end, you buy right in the middle, is because, okay, so think about playing, what happens when you play Factorio, right? Or Satisfactory. You lay down an assembly line, right? You look at it, it's working. You realize you need more throughput. You realize you need to scale, right? So you make modifications to that line, right? And then eventually you're min-maxing the line. They do that. That's how cars work. They do that with cars. So at the beginning, you don't really want to buy it because they're figuring out how to put it together. There could be flaws with the engine, a new engine. There could be flaws with the chassis. There could be a recall. It could be something, right? You want to hit it right in that sweet spot, right? Because by the end of a car's production run, they're min-maxing the hell out of everything. Does that make sense? How do you know they're going to stop a model? A newer generation of it could come out, Jim. So like a new generation of Mustang or a new generation of truck or the new version of the Bronco or something, right? You never buy ever buy first or second year cars or like towards the end of the production run. There are exceptions to this. It depends on the car. How do you know if the poppet seals failed? You'll never know. My April build 91 Taurus SHO had 92 Taurus SHO parts, Thunderbird parts. It was fun. Fun finding replacement parts as the 92 Taurus was second gen. Yep, there you go. Yep. Yeah, Fluffy. Sometimes they start switching parts over. Ernock's Camaro is actually like this. It doesn't have a dashboard from the 80s. Ernock's Camaro, despite being a third-gen Camaro, has a fourth-gen gauge cluster. Not a lot of people know that. Like, that's what I mean. You got to be careful about that because it's a brand new gauge cluster. Like, they just, sometimes automakers do that. They'll roll out a new part and introduce it to an older generation car, right? And then, because, once again, your production lines, it's all about min-maxing the production lines. Yeah, so like if you're looking to buy cars, dudes, never ever buy the first or second year. Ever. Don't ever do that. The car it'll break. It'll break. Guaranteed, because there's so many components to test on a car, and there's so many end users for a car, and there's so many different use cases for a car. Like you never know. They usually have the kinks worked out and optimized by the third or year 3, year 4 of a car. Or your truck using different parts. Yeah, exactly, Gaw. My truck is... Yeah, so that's what I mean about case circumstances. So my 97 F-250 is a transition year for the F-250. They changed everything. 1997 and 98 is when Ford switched from making an F-150, 250, 350 to putting the F-150 on its own chassis and then making everything above an F-150 a Super Duty. They diverged that. So how it worked before that was you had the same body and just different chassis. After the Super Duty split, Ford made Super Duty bodies on Super Duty chassis and then F-150s on an F-150 chassis. They diverged. The F-150 became its own thing. So because with the 97 they refactored everything, and they were no longer continuing that body style of truck nor that body style nor that chassis. My truck is made out of leftover 1996 production run parts. It's made out of all the leftover pieces that they had at the end of that truck's run, that the 9th gen Ford F-Series trucks. It's made out of spare parts because that's the parts that they had. It was made out of spare parts in an overrun facility. So if they're retooling a line, right, what they do is they take all the spare parts and they move it to an overrun facility. Like an automotive plant that's just designed to take all the spare parts and put it together. That's why my truck has a 3FT VIN. It was made in Cuautitlán, Mexico out of spare parts. Quite actually spare parts, which is pretty cool. Bluefus is the same way. Yeah, exactly. You have in-tank pumps, Ernock, with a carburetor, which is actually super cool. That's really neat. My truck, the 97, has an F350 rear end and an F250 front end, which is pretty funny. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's made out of leftover F250 and 350 parts. It's an F350 rear end on an F250 chassis with an F250 front end, which is, yeah, interesting. And it's got a transmission from an F350 as well, or an F250 depending. But yeah, still cool. What would you say the worst engine design from the 70s and 80s would be? T-Man, in the 70s and 80s, because to try and skirt emissions, GM decided to take the small block Chevy and put diesel heads on it and turn it into a 350 cubic inch diesel engine. Literally the dumbest idea you could do because of the differential compression ratio. Those 350 diesels would blow head gaskets left and right because diesels need an insanely high compression ratio. And I'm talking, GM just took Chevy 350s that they had and put a diesel head on it and then called it a day. Literally the worst engine ever designed. Let's see, what else? There's another, the 468 Cadillac engine. Oh my goodness, what were you thinking? So Cadillac in the 80s offered this for 1 year. It was so bad they offered it for 1 year. They rolled out with a what is it, an Eldorado, I think? I forget. They rolled out with a car that had a V8 in it. What GM did was had solenoids all over this thing for cylinder deactivation to try and improve fuel economy. They do that with modern cars. They, like, if you're driving down the road and you have a V8, the computer will shut off 4 cylinders. So you have an inline 4 because it doesn't take much to keep a car going. You don't need a lot of horsepower to keep a car going in the same direction. It's accelerating that where you need all that power, right? So GM experimented with cylinder activation in the early 80s, or Cadillac did. And the tech wasn't there yet. It wasn't there yet. That was the crappiest design ever. Yeah, Derek did a revive on the 468, and I can't do Fluffy. That was one of my favorite Vice Grip episodes when Derek did that, because it's cool to see it, but oh my god, what a terrible design! Like, what are you doing? Did you cover the full news about NASA's cut? You're going to talk about it later for Flame Trench. What do you want to know? I mean, Ford also crapped the bed with the 2.3 Lima. Heck, it was vibrating like crazy. 2.3s are okay. They're not bad motors. They need a better head. We only got the single overhead cam version of those here, Baron. They made a dual overhead cam version in Europe, and it was ace. And then turboed it, and it made 500 horsepower from the factory. Look up Sierra Cosworths. Dude. Why did we not get this? What do you think about Iron Dukes? The modern active fuel management sucks too. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Stoner, exactly. 468 was caca. Iron Dukes. Iron Dukes exist. That's my opinion on them. They exist. They're not a bad motor. They just don't really make a lot of power. But it's not a bad motor. It just doesn't make a lot of power. It just exists. If you live in the United States and you've seen the mail vans driving around, the Grumman LLVs, the box with the slanted front, right? Those have Iron Dukes in them. It's a great motor. It lasts forever. It just makes like 20 horsepower or something. Any love for inline sixes? Depends on the inline six. But yeah, I like inline sixes generally. I was not here when you cover it, so basically no more science from NASA in building the newer version of James Webb. RB26 and 2JZ. Yeah, oh yeah, those are great motors. Of course. RB26s are a little... delicate. 2JZs, though. AMC straight six. Yeah, 242s. Yeah, the 242 AMC engine's unkillable. The 4-liter. I had an Iron Duke and a Cutlass Sierra. It was one of the few motors I can identify by the sound alone. It does make a distinct noise, K2, right? Yeah. So, Zizep, what do you want to talk about? Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you stuff. Like, I can't really delve into what I think about this without pissing people off, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired of it, dude. It's hard since it touches politics. Okay. Piss me off, please. Eric Berger released an article this morning saying that the president's tentative plan, tentative, operative word, not finalized plans for NASA, gut the science budget by 50%, and basically close NASA Goddard. Now, I have it on pretty damn good authority that that's the Goddard thing is never going to happen. Source, I know people that work there. Yeah, that's probably it's probably not going to happen. In terms of cutting the science budget, guys, it's a budget proposal. It's a budget proposal for the love. There, you wheel and deal the budgets, guys. We saw Jim do this with HLS. Like, he told Congress he needs this much money, right? And they didn't give him enough money, so he went to SpaceX and got a bid that worked with the funding, right? This is, you wheel and deal when you play games like this. Now, yeah, you wheel and deal. Do I like that? No, I don't like it when people do this kind of stuff with NASA. But the point is that the proposal is a proposal. And more importantly, through, in that Ars article, self-admittedly, it's a non-finalized proposal. I wouldn't worry about it, dude. I know that sounds ridiculous. I know people are going to think I'm downplaying it. I wouldn't count on it. Congress won't let that happen, guys. Like, it's a proposal and it's not even finalized yet. Why would they propose doing the opposite of what Rook said in his Senate confirmation meeting? Why would they do the opposite of what Rook said that he was going to do? You're not going to set up your own NASA administrator to fail. It's a negotiation. They're wheeling and dealing. Do I like that they wheel and deal with NASA? No. Is it annoying? Absolutely. Just how about we not wheel and deal? How about we just fund our freaking space program? It's probably not a bad idea. Last time we did that, we put humans on another celestial body. That was pretty cool. We should do that. That's a good idea. Should go back to doing that. But whether that's in the cards or not, I don't know. Hi, how are you doing? Did he manage to dock the capsule yesterday? I actually had to go. I had a meeting, Ollie. I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. My older sister had a late 90s Intrepid rocking a 2.7 V6. First, the timing chain died. Water pump died. Then there was sludge buildup and it completely failed. We had to change the engine for like 4,000 afterwards. Yeah, because it's a 2.7 Pentastar. Like, I don't know what you want. Her first mistake was buying a 90s Intrepid. Yeah, Nabek, guys, it's negotiations. It's negotiations. Like, look, I don't know how to explain that any better. He did, but in a way that would actually not have been allowed near the station. Yeah, Myth, like, does anybody, like, that's the thing. Myth, I got a bunch of DMs in my inbox this morning about people saying, oh my God, this is going to happen. I'm like, you really believe that? Do you really believe, you sure about that? You really believe that? You think they'd shoot themselves in the foot like that? Especially with Elon right there? You really think that would happen? There's no way. That's not happening. Like, there's being skeptical, right? And Lord knows there's a lot of people that are skeptical of, like, where not, like, NASA's potential new directions. I don't blame people for that. I don't like it when people play games with NASA. You know that. But I can look at objective reality and say that that's probably not going to happen. Like, come on. Come on now. There's no freaking way, dude. No way. Bookmark, basically, space news. There's not a chance in hell that that's happening. Like to even suggest otherwise is just stoking paranoia in people that already don't like the president, Elon, or NASA, right? Like, how is it not? And this is why I didn't really want to talk about this, but come on, man. Look out the window. Like, that's not happening. Yeah, Alan is pretty good. NASA's the largest customer for SpaceX. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, what? That's not happening. What are you, nuts? SpaceX launches all of NASA's science payloads. There's not a chance in hell that budget proposal is going to go through. It's just wheeling and dealing. I'm telling you. Relax. There's no need to be upset. Yeah, exactly, Myth. Like, even if you don't like the president, even if you don't like Elon, if you don't, but you like space, you can't deny objective reality. There's not a chance that budget proposal's going through. And dude, if I'm wrong and there's egg on my face, I'll be the first ones to tell you. And guess what? I'll be pretty pissed about it. Not being wrong, I'll be pissed that people play political football with NASA. I do not like that. I really don't like it. Last time that happened, we got SLS. So how about we don't do that? I have to know that Rook and Elon know that. Or the president, maybe, hopefully.
Discovery.
I really
Go
hope
and
so.
throttle.
That would be really nice. Le Swamper, 8-month resub. Thank you. I'm going to put on Starbase Live because my headset went out. But yeah, Myth, I'm with you. There's no way. Look, there's... And I'm like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to people sit here and think this is an endorsement of that type of budget by any means. It's not. But there's fear mongering about this stuff. It's not really fear mongering. There's being worried about, this budget proposal, and then there's objective reality. There's not a chance in hell. Not a chance. Dude, really. He said it in his Senate testimony, Drummer, yeah. Like I said, dude, there's just no way. That's not happening.
Discovery. Go and
I read
throttle.
like 4 or 5 paragraphs into that Ars article and went, what? What are you talking about? Like, how can you go from the awesome that was that Starliner article to this in like 2 weeks? Bro, what are you doing? I don't know, man. Yeah, Myth, exactly. That's the reality of the situation, dude. It's freaking kabuki, man. Don't let it get to you. Really don't. It's just kabuki. Don't give these people oxygen. They crave attention. All of them. They all do. I mean, did you watch the Senate confirmation, Myth? The senator from my state arguably made a fool of himself. But now he looks really good to people that, to his constituents, right? He doesn't look good to me. I think it really kind of shows you don't really know much about space now, do you? But, see what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's all theater, dude. I don't let it bother me. I mean, I was a little embarrassed, but, senator from my state did not carry himself with high decorum, but whatever. Whatever, dude. That's how the game works. Space has always been political. And that's the deep reality that we deal with, article. Yeah. NASA and politics are conjoined at the hip. Unfortunately. That's the way it is, man. But that doesn't mean that people need to hold NASA over the chopping block to get what they want. That's really annoying. I really don't like it when people do that. News outlets use their influence via articles to put out a party spin on things. Yeah, I did, and oh god, can't well from. But dude, I went back and watched my reaction to freaking Ed Markey talking, and it's not that I don't think he should be saying that line of questioning, dude. It's just carry yourself with some goddamn decorum, please. You keep interrupting him. You keep pushing him on things. You keep pushing on him to get your sound clip. You're not getting down to brass tacks. The more you push, the more he's going to push back. How does that answer your question? And now your entire thing is based off of assumption, which your convictions are based on. Dude, bro, this isn't a prosecution. It's a cross-examination. What's wrong with you? It's just... Oh, dear. I'm embarrassed, you know what I mean? Ariel, one of the senators from my state, a guy by the name of Ed Markey, he asked Rook in his confirmation meeting about if Elon was there when he had his when the president asked him to be the NASA administrator. He asked him if Elon was in the room with him, and Jared kept saying, "Look, my meeting is with the president." All right. Now, what Rook is trying to say is that basically, yes, Elon was there, but I mean, guys, it's no secret that Elon recommended Isaacman as the pick for the NASA administrator. Now, what the senator was trying to go after is a potential conflict of interest. You know, well, if Rook is Elon's pick, and Jared Isaacman has deep ties to SpaceX because of Inspiration 4 and Polaris Dawn, he was trying to get at if anything weird went down, if it's a potential conflict of interest. Now, I don't necessarily think Elon being in the room when the president decided he wanted to be NASA administrator is necessarily a conflict of interest. You don't know that, right? But Rook didn't give him an inch in this regard. He didn't give him an inch because... Why? Because that looks like, if you admit, okay, fine, he was there. Now it looks like you're... Okay, what else are you covering up? I mean, that's the assumption that everybody had, but you don't know for sure, right? And this is it all goes back to what I'm saying. Like, it's terrible cross-examination. Like, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this line of questioning either, but sitting there, interrupting the guy, going back and forth, just asking the same question over and over and over again is just not... Makes you look like an idiot. Like, that's why I was embarrassed. I don't think his line of questioning is particularly wrong. Cross-examination is useful. That's how you figure this stuff out. But, to sit there and act like sit there and act like you're Joe Pesci and My Cousin Vinny, like cross-examining witnesses and stuff. Like, are you sure about that? And just interrupting and just, like... Good, you got your soundbite. That's great, bro. That's great. Good. Did this get us anywhere near figuring out if Rook is going to be a good NASA administrator or not? Like, no. Thanks for wasting everybody's time. We appreciate it. And see, like, here's the thing. That embarrasses me because that's a senator from my state. You know what I mean? That's my state. Dude, it's not like there isn't spaceflight and aerospace stuff here. We have the Draper Lab at MIT. Like, there were other senators that asking, like, hey, do you know we have a launch site? Hey, do you know we have a center here? Don't forget about us, right? You're not going to close this place down. Why didn't he say something like that? Why didn't you ask about something like that? Why wouldn't you, like, no, you're just there for your sound clip. Hey, are you going to include the Draper Lab? The Draper Lab was instrumental in the Apollo landings. If we're going back to the moon, are we going to be a part of it? Like, can you, like, represent your constituents that are pertinent to NASA? Like, that would be probably a smart thing to do, but no, can't do that. Like, that's why it pissed me off, right? A little bit. Like, I got a little embarrassed. But also, once again, dudes, at the same time, it's all theater. You can't get wrapped up in this stuff. That's what they want you to do. They want you to get wrapped up in the soundbite. They want it to piss you off. They want you to be outraged. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to be agnostic towards politics at all. Be objective. Think whatever you want to think. Dissenting opinions are what makes this place amazing. This is what makes this country good, right? Keep a level head. Because if you don't, you're gonna make a fool of yourself. And like, once again, we're way too far into politics. I don't want to talk about this no more. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I don't think that budget, going back to it, I don't think that budget proposal size up that's not happening. No way. It's not happening. Yeah, exactly, Nader. It's all about the gotcha. It's not about actually doing your job. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that from any politician. And neither should you. Especially if you're an American. We should not put up with this. What was my first computer? My first computer was something that my dad bought for me. I think I got a good grade on a report or something. I forget the reason. It was an HP desktop computer with an 800 megahertz processor. That was my first computer. Yeah, exactly, Ariel. So if we know good and well, like, that's what I mean about denying reality. We know good and well Congress ain't gonna stand for this. You know good and well that's not gonna happen. So why let it bother you? It ain't bothering me. I ain't losing sleep. And believe me, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but that was because I was worried about getting all the equipment in here today and doing it and not being late for the stream. And here we are being 2 hours late for the stream. You know? There you go, Achko. But yeah, guys, once again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be candid about politics. It's just... Don't let this stuff bother you guys. They say stuff to get the soundbite to piss you off so they can get more traction on social media so they can get reelected. Remember that. That's really important. That's what I mean when I say don't get caught up in this nonsense. Because, Ted Cruz or Ed Markey or whomever, it's them sitting there saying stuff that they say stuff and they know it's going to rock the boat. They know it's going to piss people off because that's how they gain traction. That's how they get their voice heard. Right? It's like TikTok, but like, you say you do the most ridiculous thing, you get views, right? It's how, like, content creation nowadays, this stream notwithstanding, don't let it occupy your headspace. Now, like, you can understand, be like, oh, yeah, I didn't really like that. I didn't really like what he said. I would really appreciate it if you did something different. Like how I just explained that I didn't like that the senator from my state said something I didn't appreciate or carried themselves in a way that I didn't appreciate. Like, just keep level-headed with this stuff because it's designed to piss you off. It's like social media, like an algorithm on social media that's tailoring content to show you content that you know you're going to view more of, right? Don't get stuck in that loop. Politics does that. And unfortunately, in this day and age, politics and social media are kind of very much intertwined. So if you let that algorithm occupy your headspace, you're going to fall down a psychosis void of like politics and social media nonsense all the time. That's no way to live, dude. 460C6, yeah, baby. How long until we know about Jared being confirmed? Congress is going to take a 2-week vacation for Easter and Passover, and they'll reconvene after their 2-week holiday vacation thing. Always remember that the entire House and 1/3 of the Senate is running for re-election at any given time. Bingo. On that note, can we get DOS carrying a goalpost emote? Didn't know Easter was a 2-week holiday. I've never taken 2 weeks off for any holiday. Ever. 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 I've been working since I was 15. I mean, obviously when I was 15, I went to school. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I was in school. But I also worked. The honeymoon? Dude, we spent a week in Rome. And honeymoons aren't vacations either. He finally docked it at about 10 degrees off. Nice. That's cool that he did, article, but you got to remember, the way I only saw a brief moment of it, but the way that it docked would have been, you would have outgassed into the solar panels, and also you would have ran out of fuel a long time ago. Link for later. Move space shuttle from Smithsonian to Houston. $800 megs puts you around 98 to 2001 for your first computer. Yep. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, there's a bill to move Discovery from Virginia to Texas because Texas is basically butthurt that they didn't get a shuttle at the end of the shuttle program, despite not having any shuttle facilities except for mission control and flight operations there. I honestly think that that is a huge waste of time on the Senate floor. Why? 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 It's in a museum. It's in the Smithsonian. If it was like in some random museum, like the New Hampshire Museum for Shuttles, if it was in some random museum, like I'd be like, but it's not. It's in the Smithsonian. Like why? Well, okay. So let's say this bill does pass, right? Let's say it does pass, and okay, we got to move Discovery from Dulles, Virginia, to Houston, Texas, well, Ellington Field, basically, right? Say that passes. How are you going to do that? What are you going to use the plane that carries it around? That's in the front yard at Johnson Space Center. How are you going to do that? What are you going to restore that? You're going to restore the shuttle carrier? Is that what we're doing? The other one's sitting in a boneyard in the middle of nowhere in the desert. We're going to go restore that? We're going to pay to restore? We're going to pay to restore the 747 so you can fly it once just so you can get a space shuttle? Stop wasting everybody's time, please. I can fix her. Yeah. How did they switch Discovery and Enterprise? They had the shuttle carrier aircrafts, NASA 905 and NASA 911. Both of those planes are mothballed. They're never flying again, unless they went over a $100 million overhaul. Hey Everest, some Titan-ish biddies because I couldn't buy any last month. Thanks, dude. Texas has a Saturn V. I don't know, man. The shuttles were built in California. They were launched in Florida, right? And, Richard Nixon, the president, the Smithsonian facilitated, not the Smithsonian, the president, facilitated the whole shuttle program. So DC, Florida, and California make perfect sense to me. Intrepid with the Enterprise, I've always been like, that's all right. I don't really know how that one happened. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. But whatever. Yeah, Titan's behind me. He heard we said his name, Everest, so he's like, huh? Watch a movie that gets hit by a tornado. Yeah, serious. Like, I get it. You're all, they're bent out of shape because they didn't have a Johnson Space Center, like training all the astronauts and whatnot. Okay, fine. Put the shuttle simulator on display. That's what the astronauts trained in. They didn't fly the shuttles out of Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cyborg, I don't mean this in any bad way. New York got Enterprise. Intrepid got Enterprise, and that's where it should stay. Right? But it would have made more sense to probably put Enterprise in Texas of any of the orbiters. Right? Of any one of them. Because Ellington Field served as a stop point for the shuttle carrier aircraft when if the shuttle landed in California, right, and needed to get back to Florida, they put it on the SCA at Edwards, right, and they stopped in Houston to refuel. So any shuttles that would have gone around Houston, save for, ones that Mission Control were controlling, would have been on a 747, which is why they have 905 at Johnson Space Center. That's why that's there. That would have made sense to put Enterprise on it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Now, that would have, Cyborg, that would have been the right decision in 2011 to put Enterprise at Johnson Space Center in Houston. That would have been the right move. But they didn't. And it's in New York now. And guess what? It shouldn't move. Sorry, guys. Stop wasting people's time. That flight was absolutely horrible. Oh, yeah? Red 8, 120-month resub. Thanks, man. 10 years. Look at us. Who'd have thought? Not me. Not me. What was the museum that you and Scott Manley were inside? That's the shuttle mock-up at the Museum of Flight, drummer. It's a shuttle simulator mock-up. It's a train. It was the trainer. Yeah, dude. The interior of that thing is real. That's real shuttle parts. The exterior is fake. How about give Houston a starship? Yeah, there you go. That's where I met EJ and Doss for the first time. That's right, Miff. And you gave me a ride to the airport, dude. I'll never forget that, dude. I appreciate that. You really helped me out. I didn't feel like taking a freaking Uber, dude. And Miff, well, I asked Miff to drive me back to the airport because I had to go, and he did it, and we got stuck in traffic. So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you having to brave Seattle traffic to move my sorry ass back to the airport. Anytime, just hoping you get back this way soon. I might be in the Pacific Northwest in the future, dude. I have some plans. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I want to. Dude, I barely got to see Seattle. Barely. I was there for like 2 days. You know? I barely got to see it. You know, I would like to explore the Pacific Northwest even more. It's a beautiful part of the country, dude. It really is. But my, one of my cousins, who I'm pretty close with, she married a guy from, that's from around where Evergreen is, dude. So, that's what I mean when I say I might be going to the Pacific Northwest more, because, yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, I have family by law around there now, which is pretty cool. What's that, Baron? Go salmon fishing? Fishing isn't my thing, Admana, but I mean, I'll still do it. I do it once just to try it, but... Ooh, what is this? Do we have more spice? Oh boy, what, you guys didn't get enough of that today? All right. We could do Evergreen, Museum of Flight, Flight Heritage Museum, and Blue Origin. Oh, I'd be in, dude. That sounds like a good time. Actually, Myth, you know what's funny? I was wearing the Drew Brew shirt, the one with the B-17. I was wearing that around. I was at a pickleball place. You know, like people convert like a warehouse to play pickleball, like. I was at a pickleball place, I guess, gym, whatever. Anyway, I was there for a birthday party a little while back, and I had my Drew Brew shirt on, and one of the other guys that was attending said birthday party saw that he saw the plane, he saw the B-17 on the shirt, and he goes, so Miff gave me a shirt with a B-17G on it, which is pretty cool. I've worn it on stream. You guys have probably seen it, right? He goes, you know what type of plane that is? Like, thinking I'm just wearing a regular shirt. I'm like, it's a B-17G. And the guy was like, nice. He goes, you know what the single biggest twin-engine airplane flying is? I go, 777. Without even blinking. I was like, 777, obviously. He's like, that's right. That's right. How'd you know that? I'm like, I love planes. I wouldn't wear a shirt with a plane on if I didn't like planes. He goes, that's awesome. I fly 777Fs. I'm like, he's like, I fly 777Fs for FedEx. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. You probably know more about planes than I do. So yeah, that was an interesting conversation. I was like, oh yeah, 777, yeah. Actually, you know how that conversation went? It was he was like, I fly 777s. He didn't say for FedEx right away. I go, who do you fly for, right? And he's like, well, FedEx, and I go, so you fly the freighter variant? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. You know, like, cargo jockey. Yep. Did we just become best friends? Yep. You know, like, that's how that happened. So yeah, that sure, yeah, introduced me to a freaking 777 pilot, which is pretty cool. Visiting the Rockies on the Canadian side is something you should do. Yeah, yeah. All right, so what do we got here? What's the spice? So this is a John Krause says, I'm, quoting Rook, I'm an advocate for science. Hear directly from NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman about his consistent passion for science at NASA. We've seen that already. Well, with the release of the OMB budget proposal today, slashing NASA science mission funding by 50% or more, that's the thing that I'm talking about that's bullcrap. There's no way that's happening, dudes. Jared has his first challenge even before he takes the reins. If he meant what he said, he should draw a line in the sand and not be the face of killing NASA science. Do you see what I mean about denying objective reality? This is what I'm talking about, guys. Look. If he meant what he said, he should draw a line in the sand and not be the face of killing NASA. Because Rook is there because he doesn't see eye to eye with the guy that nominated him? Unlikely. Unfreaking likely. Like, what? How did you come to this conclusion? I'm so confused. Like, they're not going to sabotage their own goddamn NASA administrator. What are you talking about? Space Guy 5. It's clear he lied, dude. Just how he refused to acknowledge Elon being in his job interview. Oh my God. Stop. See, this is getting caught up in it. This is what I'm talking about. You see this? You see this stuff? That's what I mean. This is what I mean. Do you see how stupid this sounds when you actually sit there and pick it apart? And I'm not trying to be a dick to these two. It's just, that's not reality, man. Go outside. That's not reality. That's not what's going on here. Yeah, there you go, man. Right. And, Rook replied to him. I think you may have only heard what you wanted to hear. Despite insults, I genuinely hope that with time I can win you over. See what I mean? See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? The internet isn't reality, dudes. Take it from somebody that work on the internet all the time. Like, this 50% thing is nothing. It's a nothing burger. Don't worry about it. Like, there's what you think is going on and what actually is going on. Wait, EJ isn't real? Oh, God. Am I? You need to check Space Guy 5's account. I'm not sure I want to. I hope you can win me over and my coworkers. Please do the... See what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? You see how ridiculous this sounds? This is why, I'm trying to make this as much of a teaching opportunity as I possibly can. If you're talking politics, carry yourself with decorum. I don't give a frick what your political opinion is. Carry yourself with some class. People aren't gonna yelling at people and thinking, just being hung up in your own thing. That's not a way to change people's minds. You carry yourself with class and decorum, or else you're gonna make a fool of yourself. And once again, I'm saying this just as a general thing. I don't care where you sit politically. I don't give a frick. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. And you're like, I know we have people from all different whatever that, dude. We can't keep yelling at each other like it's a schoolyard fight. This is not conducive to getting stuff done. It's really getting on my nerves, man. It's getting on my nerves. Go outside. Holy crap. EJ, I like to yell at you though. Yeah, I know you putz. What else do you want me to see? Like, it's not, I don't get it. What is he saying here? It's clear he lied, dude. Just how he refused to acknowledge Elon being in his job interview. As far as I know, unconfirmed nominees aren't privy to unreleased budget figures, so perhaps he was just very naive. Well, he certainly was so when claiming over and over that the current budget, $25 billion, could easily fund human spaceflight preparations for the moon and Mars. He claimed lots of contradictory stuff both before and after the hearing, and the refusal to answer if Elon was in the job interview was disturbing. Why? Most NASA folks I've talked to are afraid of him. Oh. Like, nah, guys, once again, I don't want to keep doing this, man. I don't want to keep doing this. Just all I'm saying is just I'm trying to make this into some type of teaching moment, guys. That's not going to happen. The administration wouldn't sabotage their own NASA administrator, especially something when it comes to space. With Elon whispering in the president's ear, there's not a chance that that's happening. Like, and then you have to go through Congress on top of that. Like, why do we immediately default to worst case? That's not reality, man. And if I'm wrong about this, guys, I will be the first one to let you know, and I will apologize. I really don't think I am. Like, look at Rook. He's done nothing but carry himself with class, decorum. Like, dude, he won't. Do you think that he doesn't see eye to eye about space things, especially when Elon's right whispering in the president's ear? There's no way. There's no way. That's not a thing. That's not how this works. Space Guy 5 is a very old space shuttle guy. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, dude. Like, whatever. It is what it is. Why wouldn't he admit that Elon was in the room? Yeah, Digel, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. There's just reality, and then there's just being scared for the sake of being scared. Like, don't get me wrong, I get it, but like, this is not one of those times, dudes. I really honestly and truly think so. Hand on heart, like that's what's going on. Why do I think he wouldn't answer the question? I think this is not my opinion on this. This is what I think the context of the situation is. I think Rook knows that there's people in the government that do not like Elon. And I think by just saying he was with an interview with the president, he doesn't give them an avenue to go after Elon. Now, if you disagree with that, I'm just telling you what I think is going on. If you disagree with it, that's fine. I mean, people probably are. It's cool. If you think him running cover like that, or supposedly running cover, is a good or a bad thing, whatever. I don't care. And I really don't want people weighing in on it on stream either, because that's how we get at each other's throats, and then everybody gets riled up, and don't worry about it. I think the point that Rook was trying to make, and once again, judge by content of character, has he ever done weird, shady stuff like that? No. We've seen him. We've seen St. Jude. We've had interviews. We've seen interviews with him. Jack interviewed him. You know, every single interview, you know, he doesn't do stuff like that. He's usually very straightforward and to the point. I think what Rook was trying to do is demonstrate that he's there because the president wants him there, and that's it. I don't think he was running cover for anything. He may have been. Who knows? We don't know. Like, that's the thing. That could have been a thing. I think in Rook's mind, saying his meeting was with the president means that he's there representing the president, you know, because the president wants him to be there and no one else. That's the point he was trying to make by, you know, not acknowledging that Elon was there. I think. I don't know. You guys tell me if my analysis sucks. I don't know. I don't want to bite this crap sandwich on stream, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Now, yeah, that's it, Tate. Like, that's it. I think the reason why he did that was because he's trying to put on the record that he's there because the president wants him there, not because Elon, you know, wants him there. That's what he was. That's why he answered it the way he did. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. But once again, you look. This is what I mean about looking at reality. Look at Rook. Rook has never done anything like that. We've never seen him we do anything like this. Ever. Like, we've watched tons of interviews with him during Space News on stream. We watched Inspiration 4. We watched Polaris Dawn. You know, we watched, like I said, we watched Jack interview him. He's never done anything like that. Anytime he's pushed on a question, he gives a very straightforward and candid answer if he needs to. So I think that, once again, content and character, I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. I think that's a very reasonable thing to say, but it's not going to get taken that way. But look, would a guy, this is what I mean. Would a guy that, you say he was running cover, right? Let's, and he's like, oh, I don't want them to know that Elon was there. Would a guy saying stuff like this have taken that position? Think about it. Noodle on it. Would a guy that's doing nefarious things say stuff like that? Yeah, spoiled. I think that's a very astute thing to say. I'll allow it. Sorry, we have a filter on it just in case. Exactly, spoiled. That's, yeah, like I said, that's a good way to say it. Guys, we know Isaacman. We know him. Like, we've seen how he conducts himself in the public eye. He doesn't roll like that, dudes. He doesn't. He does not roll like that. That's not how he operates. Like, I don't know. Maybe my analysis is wrong. It's possible. I'm not infallible, dudes. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I think. I really think that Rook did a good job in his confirmation hearing. It was the politicians trying to get him to say something, but he was smarter than that. Yeah, Woody, I think that's a good point. Yeah, Vanguard, something like that. I don't know. Like, once again, dudes, if you disagree, that's fine. I'm not going to get pissed off that you disagree with my opinion on something like that. You won't survive in this business doing stuff like that. It's fair. Like, just remember, my opinions, at least the ones that I tell you, are entirely, the ones that you'll hear on stream are entirely based on one modus operandi, I suppose. I just want more spaceflight. I will always tell you my opinions with that slant, that I want NASA to do better, spaceflight to do better, etc., etc. That's my only axe to grind. You have my word on that. Except new cars. I hate new cars. Yeah, sorry, that one popped into my head. I hate new cars. New cars suck. Frick new cars. That's my other axe to grind, but you know that. You know that already. If you didn't, I hate new cars. I hate them. They suck. They're cheap. They're pieces of junk. They fall apart after 50,000 miles because they just want you to buy another one. Frick that. Hell no. I'll buy an old car. Thank you very much. Why do you value class and decorum when the leader of the party does not display it? Hip, do you think I like the way? Why do you think I'm even saying this, dude? You think I like that? I don't like any of this. We gotta, dude. I don't give. This is not one person or another or one side of the aisle or the other. I hate this. I hate it so much, dude. I hate it that we don't carry ourselves with class anymore. I don't care who it is. It's a blanket statement, very much. I can't stand it. So that drives me up the wall. Like, don't think that, Rook is carrying himself with class, so we need class and decorum. That, Ed Markey isn't carrying himself with class and decorum. My side carries himself with class. I don't think like that, dude. I don't think like that. No. I shun behavior across the board neutrally. We can't act like this, dude. We can't. Hey, it's pathetic. And it's really embarrassing. Like, this ain't no way to work. Like, I don't know. Just my opinion. Goose, it's not just that. It's just all over the place, man. How many videos do you see on social media of, like, people getting into a fist fight over a shopping cart or something? Or getting into a fist or road rage because, somebody stole my parking space? Or, like, somebody running a car through a storefront because they don't like the storefront wouldn't return their object or something. Like, how many times, dude, we can't. It's all over the place, man. It's all over. It's just, dude. It's enough. I just want space flight. Just want space, dudes. Yeah, no, I mean, even that to an extent, dude. It's just, yeah. Oh, space. Yeah, we've lost Black Friday big screen grunge matches. Ah, I remember those. I've worked both sides of the equation on that one, Nabek. I worked retail during a Black Friday, and then I bought stuff on Black Friday. I've been on both sides. It's crazy, dude. It's chaos. That's good stuff. Would you buy a brand new train if you had the cash? No. All right, guys. That's enough. I'm not getting hung up on too much politics, man. Hey, look, I can only tell you what I think, and that's about it. I don't think this 50% budget reduction closing Goddard or anything is it's probably not. That's not happening. And once again, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you, because if I'm wrong, that means EJ's gonna get very angry. EJ's gonna get really mad, like what happened with Viper, and hopefully it's entertaining for you. Hopefully, hopefully it's entertaining, because I'm not gonna be very happy, Oh, shoot. Help me. Do you have 500K hidden somewhere? What, you want to buy an MD-11? Oh, excuse me. KC-10. No, I don't. Sorry. Why'd you mention Viper? Yeah, Mad J is always fun. Give me a break. Is there a flame trench today? Yep. I want to buy a Bronco. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Space Pope, I've been to the Museum of Flight. Oh, yeah. I went to the Museum of Flight with the Kerbal developers when that was a thing. Yeah, Museum of Flight's awesome, dude. Yeah, being in Spirit of Everett, really cool, man. The first 747. The only 747 with a tanker attachment attached to the back. Really cool. Yeah, that was one of my favorite planes there, dude, seeing Spirit of Everett. Because I think Joe Sutter is a legend in the aerospace industry. Like, a legend. And that's funny because I'm wearing a Lockheed shirt, but... it's funny because I'm like, Joe Sutter. Like, Joe Sutter to Boeing, guys, back in the day is what Tom Mueller is to SpaceX. Like, Sutter is the guy that designed the 747. Like, one dude. He's the chief designer on the 747. What an absolute Chad. Did you finish your truck? Yeah, Goose. Truck's finished. Yep. Yeah, Rocket Science, exactly. I'm saying that because I have a Lockheed shirt on, and Joe Sutter never worked for Lockheed. With Lockheed, the guys, yeah, somebody already said it, Rocket Science, you said it, Ben Rich, Kelly Johnson, just absolute chads in their field. So, Goose, the truck isn't even in the shop. It's outside. The truck's outside because I drive it. We have the Coronet in the shop, dude. Going to Valiant Air Command Museum next week. Nice. Yep. Oh, that was Scary's Porsche. So, yeah. Yeah, Space Pope, I love the Museum of Flight, dude. Titan go back in the house? No, he's there. He's sleeping. He's eepy. He's an eepy sleepy popper. You really need a Skunkworks t-shirt? Oh, yeah? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, good call. What do you think this shirt is, man? You saw C-47 fly over your house. That's cool, man. That's cool. Oh, hi, Dougie. You'll be in D.C. next month. What museum should I see for flight and military stuff? Oh, okay. Here. Let me load up Google Earth. I'll show you. Where's the mouse? Here we go. All right, so Cosmic, you're going to DC. All right, so the first thing that you're going to want to see is this building right here. That is the National Air and Space Museum. Okay? There's a lot of good stuff in there. I'm not saying what. You're going to have to figure it out. It's on the National Mall. Like 2 blocks down from the Capitol building. Go there. This building has a lot of goodies in it. Now, you want to see more goodies, here's where you go. Unfortunately, the next place I'm going to show you is not in D.C. It's a little ways outside of D.C. in Dulles, Virginia. It's over here. So it's at Dulles Airport, or at least on the south side of Dulles Airport. Right? There's Dulles Airport. This building right here. This is the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy National Air and Space Museum Extension Building. You want to go here. You want to go here. Trust me. I'm not showing you anymore. Just see if you can pick out some stuff you might appreciate. Hey, I took that photosphere. Really, Linfrod? Cool. Yeah, let's see. Oh, nope, it broke. I broke it, did it. Well, there you go, Linfrod, thank you. It had his name on it. Yep, and I broke Google Earth. So, Cosmic, you don't get to see what else is in there. You'll like it, though. You'll like it. You'll like it. Trust me. You'll like it. My username is in the corner. Google Earth took a dump, dude. So you broke my Google Earth. So I appreciate that. No, that's cool, one prod. That's really neat. Thanks, man. Looking forward to the trip. Yep. So, Cosmic, I won't be too much of a tease. Some of the planes that are in the Annex Center has all the big stuff. Okay, so the Enola Gay is in there. That's the plane that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, the B-29. That's in there. I think that falls into the plain military stuff category that you were talking about. Other planes that are in there, there's a Concorde in there. The 367-80 is in there, the first 707. The one that did a freaking barrel roll on its inaugural flight is in there. Discovery, the shuttle Discovery is in there. And an SR-71 is in there. To name a few. There's a bunch of other goodies in there that I'm not telling you about. There's a Decepticon in there. Yep, that is true, Formic. Yep, yep, you're not wrong. Yeah, Joe, we won't say that. Yeah, if you like Luftwaffe stuff, Cosmic, there's some of the only examples of certain Luftwaffe planes there, and only there. One of one. Irreplaceable. Dude, they're... Yeah. The only Arado 234 in existence, one of one, is there. ME-163, Horton 229, the only Horton 229, serial number 4, is there. The Horton brothers only made 4 flying wings for Germany. Didn't have enough time. Germany ceased to exist. They only made 4 prototypes. They have number 4. It's the only one left. There is a Heinkel 111 there, Sea Kraken, but they don't have that one. they don't have that one. When I was younger, I learned about the AG-330 start cart from the SR-71. Blew my mind. Which start cart did you see? Did you see the one with Buick Wildcats or the one with 454s in it? Because I've seen both of them. See, there was 2 types. There's 2 types of AG-330s, Space Pope. Personally, and I'm saying this as a Ford guy, I want the one with twin 454s in it. I've held pieces of an Arado 234 at Patuxent River. Really, Gil? Interesting. Personally, I want the J58. There's a J58 on display there. Everyone loves J58s, dude. What does Pima have? Oh, we're going down this rabbit hole again, huh? Cyborg, Pima has everything. Everything. Seriously, everything. Every single plane you could think of. They don't have the Arado 234 because that's the only one. But oh, the start cart, 454s. It's actually in this building. Yeah, it's in the hangar there. They do not have a shuttle. They don't. They have NASA planes though. They have one of NASA's Super Guppies. Hey, Eukerman, I finally caught you while you were on. I heard you got to do an interview with the KSA people. Do you have a link? Oh, yeah, I should. Give me one moment. Um. Yeah, exactly. There's Titan II missile engines. I actually got invited back. One of the guys in the resto hangar was like, dude, come back. We have more planes. I'm like, I like planes. He's like, we have more of them. I'm like, all right, cool. Sounds like a plan, man. Do not visit in summer unless you want to melt. Yeah, I got you. The Bud Conestoga. What, Oh, yeah, the KSA stuff. It was like a couple weeks ago. Gotta be in here somewhere. I'm looking through my VODs. Give me 1 second. It's around. It was a stream. I gotta find it. It's gonna take a second. I don't want to sit here finding it all day because I gotta actually go get ready for the flame trench in a second. Pima has a Bud Conestoga, an unpowered but important evolution on the way to modern cargo planes. I think it's over here, Edmana. Yeah. You've been there a couple times, Cyborg? Yeah, it's pretty good. Dog the Hall Monitor. I noticed you're wearing your SR-71 shirt and reminded me of something I've been wanting to share here. I recently bought a book about the SR-71 and it came with a couple of signatures that I think you'll recognize. Okay. Yep. Dog, you made me a little jealous, you son of a... Oh, what the Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's badass, man. Dude. See those two? Those two guys are responsible for a lot of really fast airplanes. they're, they're responsible for a lot of really fast airplanes, dude. Holy crap. It was $8 on Amazon. Wow. That's cool, man. Kelly Johnson and Ben Rich. That's pretty neat, dude. That's pretty neat. God, I love Pima. Pima's the best, dude. Look, you're gonna get all kinds of good stuff in here. Pima's got everything, dude. I mean, no Arado, no shuttle. We've established this, but there's still some pretty good stuff. Over here, check this out, dude. Look. MiG-15 trainer, Sukhoi. I think that's a Sukhoi S7. 15, 17. MiG-21, MiG-29. They're getting one of the Mars. Yeah, they're getting one of the Marses, Mike. Yeah, dude, the guy, Kronos, was telling me about that. There's a Hind D, dude. Russian gunship. Bruh. Bro. How did this get here, man? Where did this thing come from? How did they get the MiGs? I don't know, man. Oh, there's a shuttle SRB here, by the way. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? Yep, there you go. What state is this? This is in Tucson, Arizona, Cake. So the reason why Pima has all these cool planes is because it's across the street from the USAF AMARC, the boneyards. So anytime the boneyard retires an airframe or they run out, they run out of them, they always take the last one or two and they give them to Pima. It's across the street from the boneyard. This is where the U.S. stores planes that they're not using. Because you could store them out in the desert with no humidity and nothing rusts. Or corrodes. Oh, nice, Jonathan. What is that doing there? Oh, force. Look at all the C5As. It's a random MiG in a parking lot. Yeah, F4s, my beloved. F4s, my beloved. B-52s that have seen better days. Look at all the F-15s and F-16s that are in here. A-10s. T-38s. But yeah, if I keep looking at that, I'm going to get annoyed. Pima has all the good stuff, dude. Like, it's one of the only places around that you're going to see a C-141. This is the plane that was our medium duty, the U.S.'s medium duty cargo lifting plane before the C-17 replaced it. C-141s, they used to be everywhere. They ain't everywhere no more. To say the least. There's all kinds of good stuff in here, dude. You see that sucker right there? You see how the wing... This plane right here. You see how it looks like kind of like a corrupted C-130? Well, first of all, it wasn't made by Lockheed, but it was made around the same time. You know why that plane looks so weird? It's designed to carry an Atlas missile in the cargo bay. And an Atlas missile and its transporter erector in the cargo bay. Yep. That's one of the reasons why that plane was made. I forget the name of the plane, forgive me. But it was made, it's bulbous and it looks weird so they could fit an entire Atlas missile in the back. There's a C-130 over there doing its thing. C-133 Space Pope? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, dude, it not only does it fit the Atlas, but because the Atlas was using balloon tanks, when they engineered it, when Convair engineered that thing, they engineered it to, because it's using balloon tanks to basically, the transporter erector is just a trailer. Here, I'll show you. So, this is a trick piece of engineering. It's actually really, 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 really well thought out systems engineering. So see that right there? See that trailer? That trailer that the truck is towing is the transporter erector for an Atlas. That's the TE. So, when you want to go put one of these out on the pad, the truck driver backs the trailer up to the launch pad, the trailer hooks in, and they attach the hydraulics, and it puts the missile upright. That's the transporter erector. It's really freaking cool. Yes, I have Flight Simulator. And that entire transporter erector and trailer is designed to fit in that C-133. I saw the crew cab, Paul. I saw it, and I was trying not to go truck ADD on you. I was trying as hard as I can. So the precursor to throwing pallets of cruise missiles out the back door. No, Creation, no. This is just for transport. It was to transport Atlas missiles around to their silos. Because one of the Atlas missile, you know, if you're going to spread silos all around the United States for Atlas D and Atlas E missiles, right? You need a place, you need to be able to move it on roads. You need to be able to move it wherever. So it needs to be transported by a truck so you can get it to a missile silo. How's it going? I just got back from a one-day course in diesel engines fuel systems at Man Energy. Very informative. Cool. GSA auctions. Oh no. Oh, the KC-10. I don't have 500 grand, Ajox. I would have to sell my house. I'm not even sure that would cover it. Now that I'm thinking about that. I'd need to go check to see, dude. I sent you my people photo album from last year if you're curious. I'll check it out. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that the message request, NX? Thanks, man. He is a friend. But roads are not very OPSEC for hidden silos. Move them at night. That's a Thor right there. Yeah, that's why that plane has that weird wing design. The C-133 has that weird, like, up wing. It's because they needed to fit rockets inside of it. See? And if you look, take a look at an Atlas in its silo on the pad, there's your trailer with clamp arms. See? There's your trailer with the clamp arms. It's the transporter erector, and it sets it down onto the pad. It's pretty cool. Dude, that's pretty cool, man. Like, I think that's super neat. That's the kind of tech that Astra, you know, and ABL were trying to do. They ain't trying to do it no more, but... In fact, actually, this first picture that I showed you is them backing an Atlas missile up into its silo. Fun fact, Atlases didn't have silos. They had HIFs. Their solution to hiding an Atlas missile at the time, keep in mind this was in the late 50s, so they didn't really have it figured out yet, right? Their solution to this problem was to put it in a building that's very just regular looking warehouse building, right? And then the roof opens up. The roof opens sideways and the missile is stored horizontally. They turn it upright, fuel it with LOX, and then send it. Not a very good ICBM, because it takes like an hour to fill it up with fuel. That's why they stopped using these. And then converted all these to, they converted all the Atlas missiles to launch payloads instead, like Atlas Agena or Atlas Centaur. So Atlas D had a silo like this. Atlas E had like an actual silo in the ground. But with the Atlas E, it didn't launch out of the silo. They put the entire rocket and launch pad on an elevator, and it elevated up out of the silo, and then they launched it. Same with the Titan 1, for what it's worth. The Titan 1 had it. They put it in its silo, but if you wanted it to launch, the whole launch pad was on an elevator, and they elevated it up out of the silo and then sent it and used the silo as your flame trench. When Titan 2 rolled around, they just said, why are we lifting it up out of the ground? That's kind of stupid. Let's not do that ever. And so they just equipped a flame duct inside of the silo. Oi, why are they transporting rockets? Rockets have their own means of propulsion. Well, it doesn't work too well and ain't got no gas in it. But anyway, all right, guys. I actually have to get ready for the flame trench. So I will see you guys in a moment. Just make sure we don't damage our one-use missile platform. Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, Logic. When you say it out loud, it's like, wow, that's really dumb. A solid rocket ICBM has 0 fueling time. You just turn the key and it goes. Titan 2s used hypergalls, Creation, and they used hypergalls and they were constantly fueled. That's one and done as well. Anyway, guys, stay tuned here for Flame Trench in about 20 minutes. I will be right back. Yeah, I'm gonna go get ready. Stand by for a momentary loss of signal here. Flame Trench is coming up. It's gonna be spicy, so don't touch that dial. Yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed just hanging out. I'll see you in a little bit.